Hello, and welcome to the July edition of the DWM Newscast. I'm Tara Taffra, editor of DWM Magazine.
And I'm Holly Biller.
Today we're going to bring you this month's top stories. This includes the reopening of a door manufacturing facility and recent data regarding worldwide window demand.
We'll also be including the latest news regarding the climate change bill and other top stories.
Our first story is a great one for the employees of a Fredericksburg, Virginia door manufacturing facility. Canada's Tru Tech door systems purchased the former Therma-Tru facility and held a grand opening event last week.
First of all, I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out of your schedules to participate in this celebration. I would also like to thank everyone that was involved in assisting Tru Tech in finding our new place in the United States that we can call home.
Tru Tech officials originally traveled to the Therma-Tru factory in May with plans to purchase the equipment, but they quickly realized that the facility, and particularly the employees there, would be the perfect place to manufacture doors.
We were working on the design of a steel edge door, which we needed to complete our product line. And this was just, timing is everything. And we found out about this. I called the third-party auction house, the representative. So I flew down the next day, took a look at the facility, met the outstanding people that are here. Spent a couple hours watching production, understanding the flow and what was going on, and we originally came simply to buy the equipment. Seeing the facility, I didn't think, it's some equipment you can pick up and move and make it work somewhere else. I didn't feel this production line we were able to do that. And so we started the discussion. I phoned the ownership group and said, guys, you need to get down here to see this because I think we have an opportunity.
When Tru Tech President John Carreri visited the plant a few days later, he was immediately convinced.
The thing that caught my attention was the facility was operating in its last days of production. And you would not have known that if someone did not give you that information. We walked through the facility, and the employees were manufacturing products like it was the first day of production. So it was definitely the employees' determination to prove that this facility should continue.
Tru Tech was looking for a facility to serve customers from the East Coast. Carreri says the fact that the plant provided steel edge doors was icing on the cake. And the cherry on top was the fact that former employees, including plant manager Ernie Heingardner, were rehired.
I was very excited, and it was mostly excited for the workforce here, the 19-year people, the office people beside me have 20 and 30 and 40 years. So I was more excited for them than anybody else because this is what they know. This is what they've done most of their working lives.
That really is great news. Those employees are getting their jobs back and manufacturing is starting up again. And according to a study just published by the Fredonia Group, there will be a need for manufacturers to ramp up capacity, just as Tru Tech is doing, both in the U.S. and globally. World window and door demand is forecast to grow 4.3% annually to $167 billion by 2013. This is roughly one-half the pace achieved between 2003 and 2008. Demand in China will account for more than half of global demand. Demand for doors and windows in this region is forecast to rise nearly 12% annually to $40 billion in 2013, outpacing all other major markets. Though the U.S. was the largest national market for windows and doors in 2008, in the next several years, China is expected to surpass the U.S. as the largest market for doors and windows. Other markets forecasted to experience above-average growth include India and Indonesia. And now we'll go to a commercial message from Truth Hardware. We'll be talking about the economy and the energy bill when we return.
Operators, hinges, rollers, handle sets, and locking systems. Truth Hardware's complete line of products are used by North America's leading window and door manufacturers. For all of your needs, contact Truth, North America's leading provider of quality operating hardware. Truth Hardware, better from every perspective.
Just as manufacturers are interested in window demand, they also want to know what's happening in the financial markets. William Grenier, Chief Investment Officer and Manager of UMB's Trust Investment Division, spoke to AMA members at their recent meeting about the economy.
When you see monetary growth growing to this amount, you will see economic growth. Once again, starting in November, our feeling is this is probably going to start gaining traction sometime in the fourth quarter of this year and start kicking in.
Grenier also pointed to the fact that housing prices are so low, and this is usually a sign that inventory will start to subside and growth will follow.
So this is a long, hard slog regarding the housing market, but I believe a year from now the housing market is going to be much more vibrant and much more active than it is today. And I suspect that between now and the end of this year, you're probably going to start to see significant improvement. Maybe not in housing values, but in housing starts and housing activity, because I do believe inventories are going to continue to move downside because mainly due to affordability.
So hopefully Grenier is correct and the market does pick up, creating jobs along with it.
Yes, and if the energy bill passes, millions of new jobs would be created. In June, the House of Representatives passed the American Clean Energy and Security Act. If passed, the legislation will impact the Energy Star program. It calls for a rating system for products identified as Energy Star compliant, and this would be developed within 18 months of enactment of the bill. The bill would also require a review of the Energy Star product criteria for the 10 product models in each category with the greatest energy consumption. This would happen at least once every 3 years, and the criteria would be reviewed, updated, and published for each category as necessary.
Energy Star has certainly been in the news lately, and it looks like that'll definitely continue. And we'll continue to follow this story as the bill moves to the Senate. Thanks for joining us today for this edition of the DWM Newscast. I'm Tara Taffera.
And I'm Holly Biller.
And thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.